judge overseeing a legal battle between actress Blake Lively and director Justin Baldoni has threatened to move up their trial date if the war of words they are conducting via the media doesn't stop.
Y'all, the tea in Hollywood is boiling over, and this one, it's messier than a spilt mimosa at brunch. Blake Lively, the queen of effortless glam and married to Ryan Reynolds, A.K.A. the internet's boyfriend, is locked in a scandalous legal showdown with director Justin Baldoni. And let me tell you, this isn't just a courtroom spat, it's giving full-blown Hollywood thriller vibes. A judge just threatened to move up the trial date if these two don't stop duking it out in the media. But here's the real kicker. Word on the street is that Justin allegedly has some damning footage that could send Blake's entire world and possibly her marriage into a tailspin. Are we talking career-ending receipts, leaked texts, secret recordings? The rumors are wild, and we're about to unpack every jaw-dropping detail. So grab your snacks and get comfy, because this is the Hollywood scandal everyone's whispering about. And trust me, you won't look at Blake Lively the same way after this.
If you look at the full complaint, there are texts between them like that go on and on about their connection and how he really likes her. He loves this version of her, but he loves the other version of her too, at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm telling you, it's felt flirty to me. Yeah. I'm like, I don't generally text with other men, even men I work with, at 11 o'clock at night, unless there's breaking news. It's my executive producer, and I'm like, I need to get on a plane.
Right.
And it's not like how I love this version of you.
It all started with a whisper, some sketchy industry rumors, and then, boom, out of nowhere, explicit recordings allegedly tied to Blake and Justin started making the rounds. If these tapes go public, they could spell disaster for her career and her picture-perfect marriage to Ryan Reynolds. At first, fans brushed it off. Another Hollywood publicity stunt? Maybe. After all, these mysterious leaks just so happened to drop right before a high-stakes court date. But then, more evidence started surfacing. We're talking text messages, voice memos, and behind-the-scenes tea that no one saw coming. Blake is an A-list powerhouse with deep industry connections, while Justin, well, he's got something even more valuable: behind-the-scenes receipts. And if either side slips up, it's not just reputations on the line, it's millions of dollars, power moves, and a whole lot of Hollywood secrets just waiting to be exposed.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
You know, someone asked me recently why this particular case has seized the world. It was just a perfect act of evil that was almost executed in broad daylight. The press was complicit. They almost got it done.
Y'all, let's talk about these texts, because, the energy is giving late night confessions. The full complaint reportedly contains pages upon pages of messages between Blake and Justin. Texts that don't exactly scream strictly professional. And when I say these messages are raising eyebrows, I mean archways, chandeliers. The whole ceiling is gone. We're talking flirty undertones, cryptic phrases, and a level of intimacy that has everyone wondering just how deep this relationship went. Blake allegedly sent texts like, "I love this version of you, and you always know exactly what to say," which, I mean, what version, sis? Last I checked, directors aren't out here having multiple versions of people unless they're cutting a movie, not sliding into their messages. And let's not forget, these weren't casual 3 p.m., hey, can we go over the script text? These were 11 p.m., middle of the night, shouldn't you be asleep next to Ryan Reynolds text.
That she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film.
For an executive producer to have a competing cut of a film is incredibly bizarre. But when she starts threatening people and saying, I'm not going to promote the film, I'm not going to do anything unless you use my cut, that's when it starts to be awfully incendiary.
And here's where it gets extra messy, because it's not just what's being said, it's when and how often. These weren't one-off messages sent in the middle of a hectic workday. Sources claim the texts went on and on, night after night, with conversations that had a decidedly personal tone. What exactly were they discussing that couldn't wait until business hours? And more importantly, why did it feel like Justin was being strung along? But plot twist, Blake wasn't just a passive player in all this. If anything, these texts make it look like she was calling the shots. In one particular exchange, she reportedly plays up two very different sides of herself. The soft-spoken, understanding actress who's just trying to navigate Hollywood, and then the power player who subtly reminds Justin of her influence. In a single thread, she allegedly gushes about how much she respects him while also dropping hints that she could change the direction of the film if she wanted to. Manipulation or just industry politics? That's the million-dollar question.
We'll see what the documents actually say, because that's what we have are documents. Documents actually don't lie. People do. And it's important that everyone sees all of the documents that are involved in the case, because there are people that have been destroyed as a result of the allegations that have been made so far in this case.
And let's not forget, Ryan Reynolds is somewhere in this equation. Imagine being married to one of the biggest stars in Hollywood while casually texting another man at all hours of the night. And now that these texts have surfaced, everyone's wondering if Ryan knew, and if he did, why didn't he stop it? Or was he trying to stop it all along? Because according to some sources, Ryan did step in at some point, and that's when the real drama exploded. So what do we think, fam? Is this just an innocent director-actress working relationship gone sideways? Or is this proof that Blake was playing chess while Justin was still setting up the board? Because from where I'm sitting, this is giving main character energy, and Justin might just be the side plot she didn't expect to backfire.
But I think right now what's happening behind the scenes is she is freaking out, and Taylor cannot then call in a marketing guru to spin things to make her look innocent.
Hollywood insiders are saying Blake didn't just want to act in Justin's film, she wanted control. She allegedly started making demands, calling the shots on everything from final cuts to promotional schedules, and if Sony Pictures didn't bend to her will, she threatened to pull her support entirely. And let's be real, when Blake Lively threatens to stop promoting a movie, that's a power move. This woman has A-listers like Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift on speed dial. Who's gonna say no to that? Insiders claim she even re-edited scenes herself, making her own secret version of the movie, and then she reportedly pressured the studio to use her version instead of Justin's. Y'all, this is next level Hollywood chess. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more sinister, sources say that Blake's allies, including her It Ends With Us co-star Isabella Ferrer, and even author Colleen Hoover herself, started flipping sides, suddenly siding with Blake over Justin. Coincidence? Not likely.
And he asked how much Blake weighs. And that it was like, how dare he, right? How dare? Turns out Justin Baldoni, this has been documented, has serious disc issues and was actually in the hospital for like 2 months after this film wrapped because of his disc issues, and was worried because he had to pick her up in a scene.
At first, Colleen Hoover, who's the megastar author behind It Ends With Us, was Justin's biggest cheerleader. She handpicked him for the project, praised his adaptation, and was even publicly gushing about his creative vision. When the movie was first announced, she was all in, posting, promoting, and showing up for Justin like a true industry bestie. So, what changed? Because out of nowhere, she flipped. 1 minute, she's calling Justin's screenplay a perfect translation of the book, and the next, she's suddenly backing Blake's version of the film. The switch was so sudden and dramatic that even fans were left scratching their heads. Why would she go from fiercely supporting Justin to subtly erasing him from the narrative? And more importantly, did Blake have anything to do with it? Because let's be real, Blake's Hollywood power is no joke. She's got A-list connections, a built-in fan base, and the kind of industry sway that can make or break a project. And if she did end up directing the sequel, Colleen would benefit big time. Insiders say Blake has low-key been setting herself up to take over, and if Justin got the boot, Colleen might secure an even sweeter deal for the next film. I mean, think about it. Who's gonna bring in bigger numbers at the box office? A respected but low-key director? Or Blake freaking Lively, Hollywood's golden girl, taking the reins?
Well, now they've produced the text messages, Baldoni and team, in this latest lawsuit against her, showing Justin being like, don't worry about any of that. We can shoot any scenes that require, exposure toward the end of the movie when, you feel better about things. This is the last thing you should have to worry about. I got you, right?
And here's where it gets even shadier. Fans noticed that Colleen started changing her tune after Blake allegedly started cozying up to her in the cast. One of the biggest red flags? Isabella Ferrer. She's the actress who plays a key role in the film and originally credited Justin for launching her career. But after Blake swooped in, praising Isabella all over social media, inviting her to high-profile events, and showering her with attention, guess who suddenly stopped mentioning Justin? Yep, Isabella. And Colleen, she went from defending Justin's creative choices to endorsing Blake's last-minute script rewrites. I mean, girl, what happened? So now, the big question, was this a genuine change of heart, or did Blake orchestrate the perfect Hollywood power move? Because if Colleen knew which side would win in the long run, it makes perfect sense why she'd want to be on Team Blake. And speaking of betrayals, this is just the beginning of the Hollywood backstabbing.
This person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now.
Blake shook the internet when she accused Justin of body shaming her after pregnancy. She claimed he made disgusting comments about her weight, obsessing over her size, and even suggested she see a specialist. Naturally, fans rallied around her because who wouldn't? But here's where the receipts start raising eyebrows. Leaked texts show that Justin wasn't body shaming her. He was asking about her weight because of a specific stunt scene. Y'all, he literally had to physically lift her in a scene, and considering the man has documented back issues, it was a safety question. And the so-called weight loss specialist? Turns out it was a gut health expert Blake had already been consulting. Justin just made a polite suggestion when she mentioned feeling low energy. For the math, it's not mathing.
So she has made herself into the new Amber Heard, and he is the new Johnny Depp. And now he's going full Johnny Depp on her to show that she was the bully. She was the one harassing him. And this guy who had, comparatively very little power was forced now to come out and tell the truth about Blake Lively.
Perhaps the wildest twist in this already messy saga, there's actual behind-the-scenes footage that could completely contradict Blake's claims. And when I say contradict, I mean flip the entire narrative on its head. At the center of Blake's lawsuit is the claim that Justin Baldoni made her feel uncomfortable on set. She's accused him of pushing boundaries, imposing intimacy, and creating an unsafe work environment. But here's where things get messy, because leaked clips from the film set show an entirely different story. In one video, Blake is seen laughing, joking, and even playfully nudging Justin about certain scenes. In another, she's giving him detailed notes on how to kiss her character more passionately. Yes, you heard that right. She was the one suggesting more intimacy, not him. So, how does that line up with her later claims that he was overstepping? And it gets worse.
Well founded that it's Taylor Swift, her BFF, at the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative who was there, the production team behind the movie, and her biggest takeaway was, I am very sorry that I let him get away with doing that to Justin. It was so nasty.
One piece of footage allegedly captures Blake enthusiastically workshopping a love scene with Justin, encouraging him to explore more chemistry between their characters. Another clip reportedly shows her praising his directorial vision, thanking him for giving her the space to explore her character fully. Now, someone explained to me how this fits into the whole Justin was making her uncomfortable narrative, because honestly, it's not adding up. And here's where things take a sharp left turn, because these tapes, they might actually be used in court. Legal experts are already saying that if this footage is legitimate, unedited, and admissible as evidence, it could completely undermine Blake's lawsuit. If the jury sees her happily engaging, laughing, and even initiating the very behaviors she later condemned, her case could start unraveling real quick. And let's not forget, Hollywood loves a good villain redemption arc. If this footage sways public opinion, Justin could go from being the accused to the wrongfully targeted director in the blink of an eye. And Blake? She might just find herself at the center of a PR disaster she never saw coming. So now the question is, was this lawsuit about genuine grievances, or was it all part of a bigger Hollywood power play? Because if these tapes are as damning as insiders claim, this legal battle might not just end in a verdict, it could completely reshape both of their careers.
And Blake Lively's PR team wants us to know that everything that's happening right now is hurting Blake's feelings. Blake Lively sources say Justin Baldoni lawsuit is causing her and Ryan Reynolds severe anguish. In that article, we're told that Blake Lively is quote unquote emotionally zapped.
And here's the million-dollar question. Was this whole legal war orchestrated to push Justin Baldoni out and let Blake Lively take over the franchise? Sources say Ryan Reynolds allegedly tried to buy Justin out of the sequel's rights. But when Justin refused. The drama hit new levels. Could this lawsuit be a strategic move to boot Justin from the franchise altogether? And if he loses, guess who's rumored to take the director's chair for the sequel? Yup, Blake.
This person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now.
This isn't just another Hollywood meltdown. This is a war for power, control, and a multi-million-dollar movie franchise. And the deeper you dig, the more it starts to feel like a calculated play. So, what do you think? Is Blake Lively Hollywood's newest mastermind? Or is Justin Baldoni the real victim in this scandal? Drop your hottest takes in the comments because this is far from over. And if you want to keep up with the next bombshell, smash that like button because your girl's got bills to pay.